Lately, I've been sensing something deeper than belief, something that reaches beyond the frameworks and doctrines I once held. I keep returning to the image of the Trinity knot and the idea of a triune universe, and I think I'm beginning to understand why. This isn't about religion as I used to know it. It's about consciousness itself and the mystery of existence. I no longer see Jesus the way I once did, but letting go of that old view hasn't diminished him at all. If anything, it has made him more real to me. What I sense now feels radical but deeply true. Jesus is fully divine and fully human, and so are we. He didn't come to set himself apart from us, but to reveal the hidden reality that divinity and humanity are inseparable, that we participate in creation itself. Interestingly, this echoes some of the insights from Edgar Cayce's readings. Cayce described Christ not as an exception, but as an ideal, a state of consciousness we are all invited to awaken into, rather than something we are meant only to worship from a distance. As I've reflected more deeply, I've begun to see God less as a distant being above creation and more as a living Trinity. The Father represents infinite potential, the boundless field where all possibilities exist. The Spirit is the transformative current, the breath that carries possibility into becoming. The Son, or Christ, is the manifestation of that potential into reality. But this isn't something outside of us, it is something we are. Christ isn't limited to Jesus alone. It's a pattern of consciousness in which we all share. We live within it and we embody it. Creation isn't a single event locked in some distant past. It's happening now, continuously, as awareness meets potential and gives rise to form. Cayce's readings touched on this too, describing Christ consciousness as the bridge between the finite and the infinite, the way by which we remember our true nature as souls created in the image of the divine. The more I sit with this, the clearer it becomes that awareness itself is the ground of being. Without awareness, existence collapses into nothingness. Information by itself isn't enough. It only becomes reality when observed, when known. This ties directly into what modern quantum physics has begun to uncover. Information without awareness does not manifest. It is awareness that collapses potential into form. This realization connects back to Jesus and the Christ pattern. He is both within and beyond us, bridging infinite possibility and embodied experience. Through this lens, Christ consciousness is the recognition that we are both the observer and the creator, participating in the same divine awareness that manifests the universe. I've also begun to see how much of this truth has been forgotten. Long before councils and creeds defined the boundaries of belief, early followers of the way seemed to understand something far deeper. Salvation was not about rescue from punishment, but about awakening from forgetfulness. Some of this wisdom still survives in the Nag Hammadi texts. In the Gospel of Thomas, Jesus says, "When you know yourselves, then you will be known, and you will realize that you are the children of the living Father." Cayce echoed this same understanding in his readings, often describing humanity's deepest struggle as spiritual amnesia, forgetting our origin in divine awareness. His messages pointed us back to the truth that we are spiritual beings having a physical experience, not the other way around. What fascinates me is how science, mysticism, and ancient teachings all seem to converge here. Quantum physics speaks of potential collapsing into particles when observed, of entanglement connecting everything beyond space and time, of awareness shaping the very fabric of reality. To me, this is the essence of the quantum Christ, not a person to idolize but a universal principle. The Christ is the Logos, the pattern of divine consciousness endlessly expressing itself through us. When Jesus said, "The kingdom of God is within you," I don't believe he was speaking metaphorically. He was pointing to the deepest truth. The kingdom is here, now, in the awareness through which all things arise. I'm beginning to realize that Jesus is not separate from me, nor from any of us. He is both personal and universal, both beyond us and within us. Encountering him isn't about worship, it's about recognition, seeing the Christ within myself and within all creation. Case described this same journey, calling the Christ the pattern of the perfected soul, and suggesting that awakening to it is the purpose of our many lifetimes. We aren't here to escape the material world, but to infuse it with divine awareness. Every act of love, every choice rooted in compassion, every moment of true presence ripples outward into the greater field of being, reshaping reality itself. The Trinity knot keeps drawing me back because it reflects this truth so clearly: potential, transformation, and manifestation, all woven together in an eternal dance. It's a reminder that what we've called God isn't separate from us. It's the very essence of our being. And the Christ awareness that Jesus embodied perfectly is already alive within us, waiting for us to awaken to it. We are not small. We are not broken. We are not separate from God. We are awareness experiencing itself, fragments of the divine dreaming separation and slowly awakening to unity. We are participants in the same Christ pattern that has always been and always will be. The Father is infinite possibility. The Spirit is the breath that carries it into becoming. The Son, the Christ, is manifestation itself. And all three live in us and as us. This is the remembering. This is the awakening. The kingdom is here. It always has been.